Hi, everybody. This is Mike Enders, and we are back with a new episode of This Town. And we have a special guest from Portland, Oregon, singer, songwriter, artist, handsome bloke, James Panther. Hi, James.
Hello.
He's British. No, he's not. So I've actually, the first time I saw your perform was at Martuni's here in San Francisco like a while back. And I was amazed because I didn't know who you were. And then I was like, oh, look at him go. So have you been doing music for a while?
Yes, I have been doing music for a while.
This is like our first date questions. This is just to warm us up.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I've been doing music for a while. I started playing the piano and writing songs when I was 17, and before that I was like, a choir boy for 3 years, and I did a lot of theater and stuff in high school. So, but I've been making records since I was 20, and so doing the singer-songwriter thing for like 11, 12 years.
So just another kind of warm-up question, because you live in Portland, and I love Portland. So what's happening in Portland these days? Like in the scene, and the music scene, and the art scene, what's happening in Portland?
I don't know. I've been hibernating. I've been really, kind of reclusive for the last 3 months. I only have lived back in Portland since middle of December because I've been traveling so much for years. But I love Portland. I'm trying to make it my home base. Well, what can I say about it? Actually, I would say my favorite Portland band is Magic Mouth. They're fantastic.
Yes. Some of them. The singer was here a couple weeks ago where they were traveling with the Love Ball crew. I love it, and he's actually doing. What was his name again? Stefan, yeah, he is actually doing Chanticleer True. He's actually doing some solo stuff now too that I thought was under. Oh fuck, I'm so unprepared. The name of his band is.
Oh, it's the new band is called Shanti Darling, and I saw their first show last month. It was like middle of last month in February, and it was fantastic. It was with Hannah Billy, the drummer from The Gossip, and it was just like kind of like a super soulful thing, like R&B and. It was just really excellent.
I'm snacking it back. You guys actually, that's right. Actually, you guys, Magic Mouth and you, James Panther, performed at the Luscious Music Festival, right?
Yeah, that was last summer.
Great. Just fact checking. So basically, you're in town and you will have a fun evening planned tomorrow night with Grace Towers at Martuni's. And on the Facebook page, it says you're going to be performing your new song Desirable, which we'll talk about in a second, and some new tracks. So tell us a little bit about tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night is just a little duo performance that Grace and I planned. And I mean, it's funny, I've had all these songs done for a really long time. I just kind of decided to engage with a strategic approach to releasing my music and start with Desirable as a single, make a video for it, and then releasing an EP in June. I honestly have a full-length record of material done, at least, that I would love to release if I just had a budget. If I had a budget. So working on that. But point being, I have had this repertoire for like a few years, and I'm always writing new stuff. I'm playing a new song tomorrow for sure. Grace and I are doing a kind of a campy duo thing. I just love Grace because she's so innovative in what she does, and that was why we decided to work together for the video, and why she's gonna do it's gonna be like drag and singer songwriter fusion.
That is fun. And also, like, if people don't know Martuni's, it's a great little dark, like, intimate piano space in the back there. So it's like the performance is like right in your front lap. So.
Baby, just one last time. Loneliness is killing me. I must confess, I still believe when I'm not with you. I lose my mind, give me a sign. Hit me, baby, one more time.
Yep. So you just last week released the video for Desirable. And it's definitely more than just a music video. It's like a whole video of like empowerment and self-reflection. And I remember I had a title that was really strong about like reflection on the community and the medias and body image and all that. Do you want to talk a little bit about Desirable?
Sure. Yeah, Desirable is a song that I wrote back in 2012, actually. It's been sitting on it for a while. And it's about, I mean, when I started writing it, it was really coming from my frustrations with mainstream gay culture and sort of how we're marketing ourselves back to each other and sort of all consenting to this and the way that we interact with each other and and whether it's it's mostly media, and so it was kind of about, but it's also porn, it's also like just the way that we're used to objectifying ourselves and each other in order to be loved by someone else or desired by someone else, or to find looking for self-worth in how someone else values me sexually rather than finding an essence within yourself to really root into. And so with the song and with the video, what I wanted to do was turn my frustration into sort of an empowerment thing and like a back to nature thing. And in 2012, I was sitting a lot in ayahuasca ceremony, and just it's a wild jungle juice. It's a shamanic tool that's been used by people in the Amazon for a few thousand years, and it's one of the most powerful healing tools I think we have on the planet. And it's psychoactive, and so I was just sitting in ceremony through the night, kind of going into my own psyche, digging up my kind of worst fears, and really.
Were there drugs involved, or is this just strictly purely?
You can research it. I mean, it's a plant medicine.
Okay.
So some people would consider it a drug, or there are,
Medicinal type of.
but it does go into the psyche. So, but it's also it's like mind, body, and spirit. It's like emotional body, physical body, spiritual body. I mean, people heal from cancer going to ceremony. People recover from addiction really quickly.
I'll have to put links below and how to spell that.
Yeah, wasn't really.
I'm curious. I don't know much about it because I want to learn more about it.
Yeah, it was So anyway, that really informed my kind of like back to nature, and I sort of see the song itself as this fusion of like, sort of like the environmentalism vibe of like the 60s mixed with like the aggression of like 90s alternative rock.
It's good. It's very catchy. Like the video itself it's funny watching the video because I caught myself thinking about what the video was talking about, because when I posted the video, I always grab screenshots, and I consciously grab a screenshot that I know my readers for Axel and Bear will click on, because I just know sometimes what they click on. And so when I was going through the video, I was like, And so I kept wanting to grab screenshots of like you shirtless. I'm like, oh, show this handsome bloke shirtless. And then people will click on the link. And I'm like, wait, that's exactly what the video is kind of trying not to say. But then there was a really beautiful moment in the video where like you looking in the mirrors and it's nature and you're bearded. And so it's just like, it was an interesting thing. While looking at the video, I actually was thinking about my own thoughts at the time, because there's Grace Towers. I always want to say Grace Jones. There's Grace Towers dancing around. There's a fun moment. It's like, it's a happy video with a powerful message. But it made me think when I was getting screenshots. I think I even ended up getting a screenshot of you shirtless, because I was like, it will get people there. I'm sorry this is the route I'm going to take, but it will bring people to the video, because I really wanted people to see it.
Yeah, well, there's a line in the song, "My beauty they can't take away from me," and they is sort of like, I don't know, the demons that you wrestle with are kind of like the projections of everything that you think you're supposed to look like. So it's actually it is about feeling beautiful, and it's okay to like I was shirtless at different times in the video because I was like, not because I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna show off my like sweet body, but I was, because I don't really, like I'm not really built like someone who is like super dedicated and committed to going to the gym every day.
Your body.
But this is my body, and I wanted to show what it feels like to have those intimate moments in your in the mirror, where I think we can pick ourselves apart in private. And so it was a way of being like, I feel completely imperfect. I feel completely not at the status quo, and yet I want to show this. And so it's fine to use a screenshot, because I directed the video. I was shirtless on purpose.
Yeah,
so.
it was funny.
Move beyond your suffering. Try a little deep breathing, and the ice around your heart can begin to melt. Got a pretty smile, the undesirable. Got a
So what's next? Like you're here in San Francisco. Are you touring? Do you tour, or do you have like a coffee? Do you have a potential release for the new album, or is that like this year?
Yeah, I mean, I really really want to finish my full length record. That's sort of the next step.
Watching Desirable was kind of a good peek into like maybe what the album's going to be, right?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
is there slow and fast?
Yes. I mean, I would say the album is going to be. This is the first time anyone's really asked me about it. So what am I going to say? I mean, I actually have like 4 or 5 tracks done for the album already, and so I'm going to release an EP, like a short record, in June. So that's going to be, I think, my first release that's not a single, and so it's going to be a short record. I'm also looking for people to remix Desirable right now.
I can see that in the clubs. Hopefully they'll do it. Hopefully they'll do a good job because I'm such a. Sometimes one of my favorite songs get butchered and they just put like they just turn it into like a club hit. But I kind of have a thing against dance music, so
I'm not hugely into dance music unless it's hip.
I can see it at the clubs. Like boys off.
Yeah, I'm totally into there being a club mix. I'm totally into there being like a glitchy. I'm talking to this one guy, like interesting kind of a remix. But also but in terms of other original music, it's definitely, I would say it's generally my style is like this place where it's kind of piano singer songwriter pop format, but it's sort of where alternative rock and this R&B kind of soul vocal come together. So it's intimate and it's dynamic. It's definitely like not, but it's also, yeah, it can be really aggressive, but really mellow and sweet and really soulful and kind of, yeah.
So following you and all your shenanigans, where should people do that? On Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, on XTube?
Oh yeah. Breakaway. That's the other version of Desirable, right? Yeah. I'm at Mr. James Panther, Mr. James Panther, because it's like a funny gender thing. I think it's funny, tongue in cheek. At Mr. James Panther for Twitter and Instagram, and then Facebook.com/JamesPantherMusic and JamesPantherMusic.com, SoundCloud.com/JamesPanther. But JamesPantherMusic.com has links to a whole bunch of stuff, so that's easy to remember, I think. And you can also buy the single for Desirable there.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That's good. That's great stuff. You had a whole campaign. I remember you had you were using a website to help kind of promote the video. It was called I wrote it down somewhere. Thunderclap. It's the first time I've ever heard of Thunderclap. Is that something? Was it a fundraising for the video, or was it a way to use social media to get the word out? I don't know. Can you tell me a little bit about Thunderclap?
Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about it. I just knew that someone told me that I should do it to get the word out in a bigger way. I don't know how. I don't actually know how effective it was, or like, and I think that maybe I think that in the future, if it's more of a Facebook thing, because it's basically like a bunch of people consent to post the same thing at the same time on Facebook or Twitter, and you have to write yourself the thing that people are posting with a link to whatever you want them to see, which was my YouTube video. So on Facebook, it was a little awkward because you just saw this little thing pop up, and most people didn't write a personal message.
I didn't.
And I didn't either. And I didn't really tell people that they should write a personal message because I didn't really know what it was going to look like. So I don't know. I think it maybe helped boost the word. It was really nice when I released a video on the 17th. A whole bunch of people were like, so many people were just posting and reposting and reposting and reposting. So yeah, I think the video's been viewed like 3,500 times so far in the last like 10 days, which is nice. Yeah.
Has anybody like Huffington Post picked up on it yet? Or that's always like a big thing, like when either Toll Road or Huffington Post, which are both I'm inspiring to be. Accidental Bear is climbing the ladder and will be there someday. But Huffington Post, it's a big media outlet. So whenever they pick something up, it's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, hopefully sometime.
we'll see. Sometimes they're slower. It's funny as being such a big media presence. Sometimes they're slower on, some of the blogs will grab a story, but then a week later they'll pick up on something, probably because they have so much stuff coming in. So with singer-songwriters, do you think there's competition between singer-songwriters, or do you feel like with let me even narrow it down, with LGBTQ singer-songwriters, is there kind of sometimes like a camaraderie or a fellowship, might have you? or is there like competition? Do you find that other musicians like in the community want to help each other out, or they kind of like, "Grr." What is your experience with other members of the LGBTQIQ community? ZWXY.
Hell yeah. My experience is really positive. My experience is people helping each other and kind of sharing opportunities with each other. I also, I don't know. I don't know how it is. I guess I don't really have a lot of LGBTQ singer-songwriter friends who are like super big time though. So I don't know. My experiences have only been positive.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's interesting seeing how, like, I've always played around with the use of the word queer, like whether you put it in the title, whether you not put it in the title. I personally like the word queer, and somehow I find myself talking about it all the time lately, just because I like the word queer. Because sometimes if I'm like, let's say I'm running through my Twitter feed, like ones that say, punk rock band does something in Portland. I'll probably look at it, but I might not click on it. But if I see queer punk rock band, it kind of is a hashtag to grab my attention. But it's funny. So I like to add queer or gay or LGBT singer onto titles, but I know there's some people who are really against it, like Leaf, he's a rapper, or is it Mickey Blanco? But there's a rapper that hates being called a gay rapper. And I get that too, though. So it's interesting. Do you have any 2 cents on the word queer? Or
I have more than 2 cents on the word queer. Thank you.
Calm energy.
Thank you.
You're very calm. Spaz, like yin yang.
I can be a total spaz. I think I was a total spaz when I was younger. I think I've just learned how to channel my spazness into like cathartic music about.
That's good.
I'm also being interviewed, and I'm a Capricorn, and I want to like have composure. So I'm a total It's a struggle. It's a constant.
This is the clothing optional room.
Clothing optional room.
This is the clothing optional
No,
review.
I won't lose my dignity.
Whatever. See, you're just
Whatever.
Okay, so
queer. I think queer is the new gay. I think queer is sort of what my generation is more resonant with, and so I kind of wanted to start that whole thing with the video, like hashtag queer visibility, just like that queer is like, to be honest with you, a lot of times I go to gay bars and I'm like, if this is what it means to be gay, then like I don't actually feel gay. Like I don't. Okay. It's a little bit like I don't always like the music. I don't always like the vibe. I don't always like the sort of hunter, and it's like, what does it become? And that's part of what Desirable is about. It's like, I feel like since Stonewall, we've seen gay culture get more and more commodified and sort of co-opted by capitalism. And I think queer is this.
I feel like I'll let you finish, but I feel like queer has a little bit of that early, or late 80s, early 90s, act up kind of I don't know, a little unrest and not happy, and gay culture kind of gay is just kind of complacent somewhat. Yeah. I don't know, but I feel like it's got a little bit of act up in it.
Yeah. Cool. Queer is all about, it's not the binary. It's not male or female, gay or straight. It's not even, it's sort of like, I have friends who are heterosexual mostly who identify as queer, because it's like, it's freeing. It's like, I don't have to, there's the man box and there's the woman box and there's the gay box and there's the straight box. And it's just like, screw the boxes. Like, I love people, or like, I just feel queer is non-normative.
The boxes, and okay with that.
Non-normative, yeah. and also not looking to any kind of a status quo to determine, because what is the normative of queer? There is no normative. That's kind of inherently what the word is about. And I think it sort of gives us a free pass to be like, oh, like I don't have to fall into any pre-existing norm. I can love who I want to love. And there's a freedom to the word queer. And actually, it's funny that you say that, you put queer or gay and that it is attention grabbing. And I think that there is something psychologically about it, at least for me as a gay man, a queer man, that when I see that, it makes me feel like, oh, like someone knows what I know in terms of my experience in life. And there is and it is like, it can be sexy, or it can be like, oh yeah, like an opportunity for connection, or someone telling my story. And it's like definitely one of my big motivators as an artist is that I want to tell a lot of stories that haven't been told, because I feel like and I do make music that is kind of poppy. So I do want to feel like there is more representation, like queer representation, but like authentic queer representation, not like I'm an entertainer and I'm the gay guy who's like people pleasing everyone and being the funny guy, being the entertaining guy. I'm like, what is the gay guy really going through internally? What's the internal world of the gay experience or the queer experience, or one facet that I happen to be able to speak about and to be really honest about that.
That was awesome. That was awesome. Well, okay. Well, it's hard actually going from like one level to the next level and getting put on the radar for like, I keep pointing to Bert. That's so gross. Look. But keep on the radar because there's certain artists and gay artists and queer artists that like really immediately break into the mainstream and they're just everyone's sweetheart. And I don't feel like now it's really all about someone who is working really hard and put in all the time. Sometimes it just takes one video that will make someone like a superstar. And I don't mean that, I mean, good for them. I mean, everybody wants that. You know, what if Desirable just like launched you into this, like now you have 6 million followers? You know, because this week also the singer Steve Grand, he just put out, he's an out like country, they call him country, but it's more country pop. He just put out a brand new album, All American Boy. And he's very attractive. He can sing really well. But like he immediately went from like he made a video last year and he was like shirtless driving around in a convertible and you know the video went viral and now he's like superstar. So it's interesting the process of getting larger is different. Sometimes it just takes one viral video or one leaked sex tape.
Yeah.
What are you doing later? Anyways, but he's just a noticeable character. I don't know him personally, but we've tweeted each other, and he's super popular now. And he just, you know, I don't know his past, but he just boom is popular.
I think like when I started writing songs, I was 17, and it was 2002. So like. And it was a weird time in the early 2000s with the music industry because it was like, oh, everyone's digital downloading now. And so the record industry was like starting to lose money. And so we've just seen this huge transformation in the music industry. And I went to Berklee College of Music for a few years. And it was just, I remember being at Berklee and everyone talking about like what's going to happen. And oh my God, this artist just got dropped from this major label and da-da-da-da-da. And all this indie music's getting more popular. And then like the Lady Gaga thing happened. And then like the pop music went from like, here and she like raised the bar all the way to there and then everyone's just like, oh shit, I gotta do the most like amazing pop show that I can possibly put on. And then pop music got really big and it was just been like crazy. So for a new artist it feels really daunting. And I was working with a business manager last year and he was saying like, I bet it's really awkward for you playing indie clubs because your music is so poppy. And I feel that way sometimes. Like I think
there's not like one path anymore. It seems as if there's a couple different paths. Like used to, I think there's one model. Like you know, you put the work in, you put out albums, you send them to record companies. Right. But now the path is like different.
Record companies basically, from my understanding, want to see that an artist is fully developed and evolved in who they are, and are like, here's my following, here's everyone. Now I'm going to bring you on board to, you know. So it's a lot, and there is no, you know, this guy. People have had viral YouTube videos and that's been their way into the record industry. I don't know if I'm trying to go into the record industry. I just read Amanda Palmer's book, The Art of Asking, and I've been a huge Dresden Dolls fan for years. And she finally wrote a book. She did a TED Talk, you know, about this whole other way to approach music, directly engaging with the fans. So that's why I did crowdfunding for the Kickstarter to make the video. So I don't know what the answer is.
Yeah,
I
like talking about it. I don't know the answer either.
I don't think anybody really does.
I don't even have good ideas. I just like seeing other people's like perspective.
I just wanted to like make the video so that the song could be more, look at this whole world of this song, and like hopefully I can do it again for another single this summer is my plan if I have the budget. Yeah.
All right, so you're in Portland. Oh, I love Portland. It's one of those cities I feel like most everyone in San Francisco who's ever unhappy wants to move to sometimes. But I love Portland specifically because isn't that where Sleater Kinney's from? And I love them. Sleater Kinney, I will have or donate my sperm to you to have my babies. I love you that much. Like I love them that much. I've been a Riot Girl since the 90s. I'm such a Riot Girl. I listen to Bikini Kill, L7. 7-year bitch. I listen to these people daily. Still, I've never stopped. And Sleater Kinney just came out with this new album. They reunited. They're going to be here on May 3rd, and I can't wait to see them. I'm just. Slater Kinney is a street, right? I think it's an intersection at a street. Anyways, they will never watch this, but I love you, Slater Kinney, a lot, so much. I would love you so much. I would bring you in and have you sit down, and I'd give you cookies and make you hot chocolate, just to say it's an open invitation.
I'm a huge Riot Girl fan. Huge Riot Girl. I think that if I was I think I wasn't born in a female body because I would be a really aggressive girl if I were actually a girl. I think it's actually my feminine side is quite aggressive, which is why I make the kind of music that or it's sort of fueling.
I get that.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I might not get that, but I totally get that.
Yeah, but like my masculine side is actually more mellow and grounded, and so I think I've grown into that organically over time. But yeah, Riot Girl, Bikini Kill, Kathleen Hanna screaming like hits me in like a very low place in my like guts, and I'm just like, that is how my inner child felt.
I'm excited. We're talking about this right now. I'm so bummed out. Like a couple weeks ago here in San Francisco, Kim Gordon was interviewed by Carrie Bronstein, and I missed it. I forgot all about it until the day of it, and of course it was probably sold out. And I was like, I was like sick to my stomach thinking that just like a few blocks from my house, like Kim Gordon sat on the stage with Carrie. Oh, because Kim has a new book out, Kim Gordon.
Yeah.
I can't remember the title right now.
Yeah, I just think it's so cool. Like, for me, I mean, when I was 14, I'm like a bit younger than you, but when I was 14, it was 1999, and it was when there was all this misogynistic, homophobic crap on the radio. And when I got to college, I had some friends who were like, look, the Riot Girl movement was this thing that happened, and like no one really talked about it. But like, or if you were, I guess, in the right place at the right time, you would know about it, but we wouldn't, know about it unless we heard about it. Although La Tigra was getting big at the time in the early 2000s.
You just hit another like chord.
Yeah. Yeah.
Men.
But yes, I think for gay men, there's something about that like wild feminine energy that's like empowering that I've always been drawn to that. A lot of my influences are like badass ladies.
Yeah. I just am like, I feel like I want to be like a rock star, and like at the end of the song when someone just does a really good number, they just drop the mic and then walk off stage. I just feel like that's what I want to do because I am so Riot Girly inside. I even love I don't know. I've always been accused, even when I was younger, of being like a lesbian. You're such a lesbian, just in my music tastes. And one of those singers, this is totally random, off topic, but one of my favorite singers I listen to all the time is Brandy Carlisle. She not Belinda Carlisle, but Brandy Carlisle. I don't know. You check her out. She's like the best singer I've ever heard in my life that I can think about right now. She's a lesbian singer. It's tricky being an artist and doing what you love and not getting paid much money for it. And then keep wanting to do it and wanting to do bigger and better, which usually requires money. Not always. A lot of times the content is there, the work, the art is there, but then you wanna up the quality. So, all right. So this was amazing. I'm so glad you got to come in. I'm looking forward to your show tomorrow night. I'm gonna come and I'm gonna try to tape some of it, especially if I got everyone's permission. So I'll tape some of it and I'll intertwine in here and I'll put some of it at the end of it. Maybe I'll actually bring the good camera too, so not just my iPhone camera, because to see the moody, intimate lighting. And then people can try to catch you in Portland, or if they go like all your links, then they can keep up with you and see when the new music's coming out and go get on Desirable and talk about it and share it. Do you want to have some last words? Like, this is your last meal before you get shot.
That's really intense.
You want to reach out.
Shot with Cupid's arrow of love. Shot with a rainbow.
Big load of jizz.
Oh, hey.
I always take it there.
Always take it there.
It might have been your legs. She's got some good legs.
Thanks.
Insane. I mean, they're yours. I mean, you can't help but not notice them.
I use them often.
You look like a mammal.
A mammal?
You look like a mammal. You look like a biker. Or
I do. I bike.
You have that one of those
my
favorite body types.
Well, thank you, sir.
Lanky, long,
yep.
fit, but not like, I just go to the gym all day long.
Yeah. It doesn't really do it for me. It doesn't really feel good, but yeah, the more yoga.
skin.
You were talking about my pubic hair earlier. That was cute.
All right. Well, you
The mystery pubic hair. Okay, so last words.
I'm very distracting.
Yes, it's okay. I'm just really glad that you had me. Thank you for having me, and thank you for being interested in the video and for posting it and stuff. And you can just go to jamespanthermusic.com and sign up for my mailing list there. Follow me on Twitter and Facebook. I'm playing in Portland on Friday, April 3rd. Also, I think the 18th. I'm playing in Seattle, middle of May. I'm just going to keep playing shows. So,
And your shows, Zach?
oh yeah, and the EP is coming out in June of more music. So.
And your shows, you're usually, I remember because I was going to try to get you to play here, just something little, but your shows you're usually at the keyboard, right? Do you play keyboard for most or all your songs?
Yeah, I do. I just accompany myself right now. I would like to work with a band. I think tomorrow we might do like one song with a backing track with like some instrumental behind us, but I'll still play piano and sing. Sometimes I played accordion last week at this little last minute thing.
You can play accordion?
Sort of. I can sort of play the accordion. I could be much better at it, but it's definitely not my first instrument. But yeah, I'm a piano playing singer-songwriter first and foremost. I really want to put a rock band together. That's kind of the next level for me. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, we will keep our eyes open. So thanks for coming in for this new episode of This Town. I actually was including the song from the Go-Go's, This Town. I don't know if you know it, but they have a song called This Town, which inspired the show. But every time I uploaded it to YouTube, it wouldn't be able to be played in other countries because I didn't have claim rights to it. And so a lot of my readers actually are like in the UK or Australia. I stopped putting the song at the beginning, which kind of breaks my heart a little bit. I want to find someone will do a cover of it because I think I could put a cover of the song. I'll be trying to reach out to my music friends. Because that's where This Town came from, is a Go-Go song. Just remember that trivia fact. So you out there, be sure to watch out for James Panther and subscribe to my Excellent Bear YouTube channels because sharing is caring. All right, thanks for coming in, and we will see you soon. Bye. Let's hug it out.
Bye. Squirrels. Thanks, Mr. Bear. This was part of the music video that I just made and was released and premiered in Out Magazine last Tuesday and is very YouTubeable and Googleable. Desirable.
Hashtagable.
Hashtagable. And here we freaking go. I spent half an hour today searching for perfection in my face, but it seemed there was none to be found.
out with the size of my biceps. It's the only way to any intimacy. But you're the only one you have to please. Don't be a victim of a social disease. Go deep to find the strength within your own self. Move beyond your suffering. Try a little deep breathing, and the ice around your heart can begin to melt. You got a pretty smile, you're desirable. I got a grudgy style, and I'm desirable. Train perfect muscles and perfect bodies and ready souls. Not desirable, desirable, desirable. Desirable, desirable, desirable. Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah, yeah. No, la, living, loving, wild and free. That's the way we were supposed to be, and the beauty they can't take away from me. Yeah, that's the way I was supposed to be. Yeah. That's the way we were supposed to be. Yeah, and the beauty they can't take away from me. Yeah, that's the way I was supposed to be. Got a pretty smile, I'm desirable. Got a grudgy style, you're desirable. Train of perfect muscles, the perfect bodies, the ready souls. You're desirable, desirable, desirable. Desirable, desirable, desirable. You see me, I'm all I can be. And when you see me, I'm all I can be. And do you see me? And I'm all I can be. Say, do you see me? And I'm all I can be. And I'm enough for me. Yeah, I'm enough for me.